So after a round of European fixtures, the Premier League is back this weekend. We've got matches starting on Friday night, taking us all the way through to Sunday evening. So let's have a look at the 5 games that I'm paying a special attention to this weekend. The 5 games that I'm looking out for in Matchday 13 of the Premier League 2024-25. So we'll start with one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs on Saturday afternoon, and that is Brentford against Leicester. Leicester, of course, have recently sacked Steve Cooper. Ruud van Nistelrooy is set to take over the management position at the King Power Stadium, but as of the time of recording this on Friday morning, he has not yet been confirmed. So at this point, I doubt he will take charge of the team on their trip to Brentford. He might well be announced, but he'll probably be in the stands because he won't even have a chance to do a training session with the team. So it'll probably be the former assistant manager, presumably, who will take charge of the Foxes. This is a difficult test for Leicester, though, because Brentford have been incredible at home and terrible away. Obviously, they're playing this at the G-Tech, they're playing at home, so they are a very dangerous prospect. But will there be a new manager bounce, or at least a get rid of the old manager bounce for Leicester? Will they play with a bit more freedom because of that? Well, to be honest, I'm going to sit on the fence with this one, and I think it's going to be a really, really boring game, to be honest. I'm going to go with a 0-0. It's not very often I go with 0-0s, but I'm going with a 0-0 in this one because I feel like Brentford maybe just don't quite have enough cutting edge to beat a Leicester side that will have some kind of motivation really from what's happened. We see it all the time when teams change managers. They get a boost, they get an uptick in performance, and I think that'll happen for Leicester. So I think they're gonna even each other out. I'm gonna go with a 0-0 draw. Something that will not be a 0-0 draw in my opinion, though, is a London derby between West Ham United and Arsenal. This is the only late kickoff on Saturday, I should say, 5:30 kickoff on Saturday evening. West Ham they've not been in the best of form this season at all. They got a win last time out, of course. Arsenal seem to be getting back into form now. They were 4 games without a victory, but they managed to get a win last time out. So I feel like Arsenal are back in form. I feel like West Ham are getting a bit of something together as well, but they're still down the table. There's still pressure on them. And to be honest, with how good Arsenal were against Sporting Lisbon, I know that Sporting are without Ruben Amorim now, but it was still really impressive performance and victory. A 5-1 away victory in Europe in the Champions League on Tuesday night, was it? Yeah, it was Tuesday night. So yeah, I feel like Arsenal are going to have too much for West Ham. Lopetegui is still going to be under pressure, but this is not a game that you would have earmarked for a victory, maybe a draw if you can scrape it. But I think Arsenal win this one relatively comfortably. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory to the Gunners. Next up, we're going to head to the Sunday games, and the first of these is a 1:30 kickoff between Chelsea and Aston Villa. Chelsea are absolutely flying. They are still perfect in the Conference League in Europe, which you would expect in fairness. They're up in 3rd in the Premier League. They had 2 draws in a row before eventually getting a win last time out again. Villa are sliding though. They're 4 games without a win in the Premier League. They are not in the best of form. They were much better against Juventus in the Champions League in midweek, and they were desperately unlucky not to win that one. I really think their goal should have stood, and that would have been another European giant that they had taken the scalp of at Villa Park this season. So Villa are doing better, but do they have enough to beat Chelsea? I don't think so. But you know what? I'm going to go for another draw. I'm going to sit on the fence here. I feel like Chelsea are maybe going to be a little tired from the travelling and stuff. They've been in good form. I feel like this is the kind of game that would be a bit more awkward for them. Chelsea definitely the favourites. I can see them winning 100% for sure, but I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go with a draw again, but I'm going to make it an entertaining one. Not going to be a boring one with this one. I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw between Chelsea and Villa. Ollie Watkins to get on the score sheet as well. I'm back in that. So, 4th game, I am going to highlight Manchester United against Everton. Now, Man United are coming off of a very entertaining game against Bodo Glimt at Old Trafford in the Europa League. I watched that match last night. I reviewed all the Europa and Conference League and the Champions League games this week as well. Well, the 5 highlight ones anyway. All the British sides involved in those. Go check those videos out if you haven't already, of course. But yeah, they're facing an Everton side that, again, not in the best of form, but a very difficult side to play against. A side that will really test how good their attacking prowess is. And in fairness, attacking wise against Bodo Glimt, they weren't too bad. Defensively, they were pretty bad. You know, they just absolutely let Bodo Glimt just go through them at the back, and that is something that Everton will probably try and exploit with a long ball kind of tactic from Sean Dyche. But I feel like Man United still have to, even a week out of form Manchester United, I feel like that is still a better side, particularly at Old Trafford, than what Everton are right now. There's not much between them in the table. Man United in 12th, Everton in 15th. There's not a lot there at all in terms of positions and points as well. But I'm going to go with Man United to win this one. Again, I think it's going to be awkward. I think they're going to scrape through it. I'm going to go over 2-1 victory to the Red Devils in this one. But any kind of win, a first Premier League win as well for Ruben Amorim on his league home debut this week, and I think he'll take that. And the last game, of course, we have to talk about this one. A titanic top of the table clash. Liverpool against Manchester City. Now, these guys are first and second in the Premier League, but they are coming into this game in completely contrasting form and kind of, you know, the feeling around the club. Liverpool are flying high. They are 8 points ahead of Manchester City in the Premier League. They are top of the Champions League. They beat and frankly outclassed Real Madrid in midweek in the Champions League on Wednesday. Manchester City, meanwhile, they have lost 5 of the last 6 games. They are winless in 6. They let a 3-goal lead slip against Feyenoord on Tuesday night as well. Pep Guardiola is feeling the pressure. The guy literally scratched himself to the point where he actually, physically hurt himself, literally. And he even said that in his post-match press conference as well, which some people have taken offence to. And I understand why, because I feel like a bit of a language barrier potentially going in with that. But yeah, it was not the best usage of the term that he did, which I'm not going to repeat. Goodness me, I mean, what is this going to be? I feel like Man City are going to be more up for this. I feel like they're going to have more. I mean, the thing is, right, it's very rare that Manchester City come into the game as the underdogs, right? All them games they've lost and drawn, they were expected to win them all. But they're coming into this one as the underdog. Both, I mean, just in terms of the fact it's away at Anfield, which is one of the the toughest game in the Premier League right now, without a doubt. Maybe the toughest game in world football right now as well. But on top of that, the fact that they're out of form so much and Liverpool are in so much form, you know, if Liverpool win this game, they will go 11 points ahead of Man City. And people said, when I did my video going over Liverpool and saying that this is their title to lose, people were saying, no chance, it's way too early to say that. Is it too early now? Would it be too early if they've opened up an 11-point gap on Man City? I don't think so. An 11-point lead at any point in the season is a huge lead. And if you blow that, you've bottled the title well and truly at that point. I mean, people are saying you shouldn't use the word bottle for that. I'm using it. It's pretty much used in every sport at this point. I don't care. People use it in football all the time. I don't know why people are taking offence. But anyway, this game, I have to go with Liverpool win. I have to. I think it'll be tight. It'll be nervy. It'll be Man City being difficult, trying to do everything they can. And then who can blame them? Any team would do the same thing. I don't think it'll be enough. I think Liverpool are just too good right now. That attack is too good. And hell, even the defence. The defence is ridiculous. 8 goals conceded by Liverpool this season in the Premier League. The next lowest goal scorer, I believe, is Arsenal on 12, which is 50% more goals. I know it's only 4 goals, but it's 50% more goals that they've conceded, you know. It's an incredible. Man City, by contrast, have conceded 17. I don't see how they can keep Liverpool out. Salah, Diaz, Nunez. It's just too much. It's just too much. And you've got Alexander-Arnold firing balls in if he's fit to start the game. It's just too much. So I'm going to go for Liverpool to win. I'm going to go for it being a narrow victory. I'm going to go with my favourite scoreline, 2-1. But which games are you looking out for this weekend, guys? And why is it Liverpool against Manchester City? Because that's the highlight tie of Matchday 13 in the Premier League, without a doubt. Let us know your score predictions in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts about my predictions in the comments below. And of course, we'll see you soon for some more football content here on thefootballchronicle.com, guys. See you very soon. Have a good one.